we've been doing our company food drive for a few years now, and but at this time we're going to try to make it more public and try to
Okay.
we can get more people to help donate. And
Hmm.
part of that is we just thought we'd make a video to help people understand what it's all about.
Great.
So if you don't mind, just kind of give me a little bit of background on you and the church, and kind of like, how long have you been with the church, and who are we helping, and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. So my name is Anne Arias, and I've been a resident of Maplewood for almost 29 years now.
Wow.
And so I joined Immaculate Conception Church, pretty soon after my husband and I moved in. And interestingly enough, I initially volunteered at our food pantry probably close to 16 or 17 years ago, just kind of as a real lightweight volunteer, just showing up every once in a while on a Saturday.
Okay.
And then I actually became the parish secretary. I'm not the secretary anymore, but I was the parish secretary for 8 years. And while I was there, I got quite a bit more involved because I just was seeing more what the food pantry was doing, who they were serving. And so I became a more regular volunteer. And then about 4 years ago, I think it was, I became the treasurer and started handling, the financial end of it. And we are a completely volunteer group of people. We are based in the boiler room of Immaculate Conception Church, but we are technically part of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, which
Okay.
is a nationwide organization of people who, use their spirituality and their faith to connect with people in need. And so there's a lot of ways that the St. Vincent de Paul provides that, and most of it is through service, like services through food pantries or rent or utility assistance, or just help with getting furniture or things like that with people for people's apartments. So I specifically work with the food pantry portion of it. We do have another branch of the Immaculate Conception St. Vincent de Paul Society, which is called their Young Friends, and they actually do home visits, and they provide utility and rental assistance within our 63143 zip code as well. So that's another really cool thing that I don't know that a lot of people know that's happening. But I actually only handle, we're two separate financial entities, although we do share finances when we need, like if we need each other. But I just handle the food pantry portion of it.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you kind of shared how you guys
Yeah.
serve, I guess, and I want to
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more about that. But who are you serving?
We are serving anyone in the 63143 zip code that is in need. And when I say anyone in need, it's really anyone. It is on a, you do not need to show proof of income. So if you just on a Saturday are short on groceries, you can come to our pantry and pick up food. Now, we do have a couple, well, our main limit is that they can only come once a month. So we do keep a record, and that is only because we do not have enough supplies to serve the amount of people that we serve every single week. So the way that our pantry works is they can only come 12 times a year.
Okay, and so forgive my ignorance, but the word pantry mainly means that it's not like you're not giving hot meals, you're giving them food to take home and cook?
Yes, we're giving them groceries. We give non-perishables such as any sort of canned good or boxed item, but we're also a really good pantry in that we always purchase bread, or eggs, milk, and butter. We get vegetables and bread from a lot of our grocery partners, example, Aldi's and Schnucks here in Maplewood. We also get frozen meat from either Operation Food Search or St. Louis Food Bank. And then we also are part of the USDA, which is the federal government commodities program, the TFAP program. And so if you are below a certain income level, you will also get a supplementary, really large box of non-perishable items once a month that we get directly from the federal government.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Okay.
provide toiletries too. I forgot about that. That's really important. The ever elusive toilet
Yeah.
paper.
I love that. That's such kind of a open-minded idea of saying anyone in need,
Hmm.
and and that's a really noble cause the way you do that, I think. And
Yeah.
do you see kind of categories or people that are lost their jobs, or are they homeless mainly, or are they like what any?
It's such a mix right now, especially right now. I mean, we do get some homeless people, and of course, they're a lot harder to serve because they're basically carrying food around on their backs. So we can't give them any sort of perishables. We have regulars who've been coming once a month for a long time. They're just families, we have a lot of elderly people, a lot of single men, just a lot of people in our community that are just not making enough to, so this is where we consider ourselves like supplementing what they're bringing in, either through an income, a job, or through Social Security or disability. So we also have families with small children, and then kind of times during like crisis like this, we're getting 2 to 3 new families every week that are just showing up because they're in need right now. So
Okay, cool. And so there's a lot of people that help donate stuff.
yeah.
I guess you guys also, this is kind of a two-part of this question. I guess you guys also buy food from the Maplewood Schnucks.
Yes.
Also at that Schnucks, they'll deliver to you guys if people want to donate. Is that right?
Not really. They don't deliver to us right now. Basically, what Sandra has been doing, and Sandra's the one who runs the food pantry. She's the rock star. She gets everything moving. She will figure out what she thinks we need for the week, and she'll go up to Schnucks or even Aldi. I mean, Aldi's where we typically used to go for our bread or eggs, milk, and butter, but right now they're having a little more limits on what we can purchase there. But so she will go up to Schnucks at the beginning of the week and say, hey, can you order, for example, 36 half gallons of milk for us that I'm going to pick up on Friday? And maybe this week we need mac and cheese, or we need butter, or, whatever she thinks, chili. And then they will actually get it together and we can go up there. Well, she usually goes up with a volunteer and a check, and then she pays, and they've got it all organized and ready for us. So that's been really wonderful. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, I'm kind of looking over here at the
Yeah.
question I had written out.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So what is I think that people are wanting to help. And like I said, our company has been doing a kind of an internal, we really are having like a food contest to see
Oh, okay.
who can donate the most stuff, but we're wanting to, open it up to the public now. And so we're wondering what ways can people help? Stop by there with a bag or a trunk full of groceries, or they can.
Sure. Yeah, so really either way is fine. I mean, if you're at the grocery store and you are, just want to pick up a few extra items that week, particularly like non-perishables are probably the better thing to get, then we would love those donations. You can either drop them off Saturday morning before our pantry opens, between like 8 and 9, or Sandra is there, but we're not like open a lot during the week. Sometimes there's people there volunteering and stocking shelves, but they probably would need to call. Probably the best thing to do if they want to do a drop off is maybe call me ahead of time, and I can make sure that there's somebody there to collect their donation. But probably the easiest way to donate is if people want to just write a check. And then Sandra can go to the store and get whatever it is specifically that we need for that week. And if they want to write a check, I'm just going to say you write it to the Immaculate Conception St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry. I know that's like a lot of words.
No, we'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, okay. So Immaculate Conception St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry. And they can mail their check to 2934 Marshall Avenue. That is the actual church address. Maplewood, Missouri, 63143. And I go up once a week on Thursdays, and I check the mail and I make deposits at Citizens Bank. And so I make sure that our, checks will get regularly deposited. So, yeah.
Do you guys happen to have any way to accept money like with Venmo or PayPal or anything like that?
We are not very sophisticated. We're
Okay.
working, we're working out of a church basement right now, so it's literally the boiler room. So,
I've been down there. I
oh,
remember.
you've been down there,
Yeah.
and the garage. We have taken over part of the garage for some of our, especially now that we're trying to social distance. We, are completely outside on Saturdays. We have everything organized and ready so people can just drive up and grab their box and go. So, yeah, so you understand, we're pretty low tech.
Sure, totally. I mean, yeah, it's kind of interesting when we usually do some sort of big yearly kind of donation.
Uh-huh.
So it's fun to show up. It just feels so good to show up,
Uh-huh.
2 truckfuls of stuff,
Yes, yes.
having to carry them all in there and that and that space and figuring out how to make it work. And then
Yeah.
last time we were there, we discovered that 2 of the nuns, I guess, that were volunteering there or working there or whatever, were they taught at my high school. So I recognized them.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't want to. I want to make sure I don't miss any questions. Oh, is it better to give stuff or money? Because are you able to buy things at a discount?
Yes, so through the St. Louis Food Bank, they have kind of like a grocery store, and we are able to get on there. Although right now, actually during COVID-19, that system is shut down. But typically, we are able to get on there on a regular basis, and we can order like government commodities and all kinds of stuff for like pennies on the dollar. So you could get like a pallet of chickens for some insanely low price. So yes, we are able to typically order things like that. Yeah.
Cool. So money's helpful there. All right.
Yes.
I guess I'm curious to ask a little bit about this COVID situation. Has that changed
Mhm.
things? Obviously, I would have to ask. Maybe your lines are longer, or what else has changed for you guys?
So the big change is that we are running on a skeleton crew. Most of our volunteers have opted to stay at home, which makes sense. So we operate on a skeleton crew on Saturday mornings, but the most exciting thing is that we've gotten a lot more organized. So we are pre-packing everything like during the week or on Fridays, so that when people come in, whether they're walking or in a vehicle, we get them immediately signed in. They cannot sign in. We have to sign in for them now. That they allowed us to do that. And then we bring out the prepackaged boxes and the prepackaged perishables and send them on their way. So we're really not letting people stick around. It's typically, if you've ever been there on a Saturday, a very community atmosphere. People like to hang out and socialize and visit. It's actually pretty cool, come and volunteer
Yeah,
sometime after this situation's
I
over.
will.
But we have to discourage, like, you cannot socialize today. Like, you come, get your food, and then please leave the property. And that's to protect them and to protect our skeleton crew of volunteers.
Is that common that I kind of pictured people coming in and saying, "Oh, I needed more green beans or more toilet paper or whatever." But is that the normal, and now it's different that you're just saying, "Here's a box of stuff."
Yes. So in the past, they gave us what they called a wish list. And obviously, we're not a grocery store, but we would try to accommodate their wish list.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now we cannot do that. Now we pre-pack everything, and they just get what we've pre-packed. And it might be more equitable because everyone's getting like the same exact thing. But we do have situations like this past weekend, we had a woman who's a vegetarian, and she was like, well, I don't need the meat and stuff. So we did have to do a little shifting around, but that has affected our service quite a bit. They can't come. They're used to saying, I need this and this and this and this, and we're like, sorry, we just can't do that right now.
Yeah. I have a saying that I use often, and apply it more to the way that we do our trainings. But I say if, and I didn't come up with this, but it's like if everyone's being treated equally, then some being treated unfairly.
Yeah.
It's like in the terms of different people learn different, you know, but like
Mm-hmm.
in this case, maybe different people need different types of food or whatever, like you said.
Right.
So,
Right.
but the people giving their wish list to you guys is awesome because that helps you understand more what people want, I guess, and that's what to buy.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, if we were going to go to the store, you know, I'd like to know what, yeah, because we're doing a food drive, obviously, and so we'll probably end up
Yeah.
some money, but a lot of it will be stuff that we'll buy. And
Sure.
what do you need the most versus a lot of times if we're doing a food drive, it's like whoever gives the most things, and so we're buying, you know, whatever can of green beans is the cheapest or something like that. If we really want to help, then we should
So,
things that you really need.
so Sandra actually told me to tell you to ask for chili
Okay.
and you know, like kind of pre-packaged, like rice or rice-a-roni or mac and cheese or ramen. We have a lot of men, single men, who come and they don't know how to cook. They've never been taught to cook. They just want something fast and easy. So think about like our soups. People love soups, like canned soups.
Okay.
Those hearty, you know, like Aldi's has some really nice hearty canned soups. And we also are in need of toiletries right now. We've been gifted over the past many, many, many years to be part of the April Showers program through the Girl Scouts of Eastern Missouri. We get all of the toiletries that they bring in, and this year, unfortunately, they've had to postpone their toiletry drive. So we actually are buying toiletries right now. So anything like bar soap, toothpaste, the elusive toilet paper. I mean, we try to give everyone 4 rolls of toilet paper, 2 bars of soap, and some toothpaste every week. We'd love shampoo, but that's not like on the top of our list. We'd really like bar soap and toilet paper. I think is really important. So that's something else for people to think about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm having fun talking to you. I know this is probably taking longer than what you had planned. We can go if you want, or do you mind if I ask just a couple more questions?
No, I'm fine. You know, I'm here. I'm stuck at home here, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're mainly talking about the food pantry stuff, but our company at least is a company of realtors. So we're in houses and we're involved in the community. Would you tell me a little about the other side of your organization, I guess, about the rents and all that stuff? What is that about? What can like specifically, any ideas for what specifically realtors can do?
So unfortunately, I have not been a part of that home visit portion besides knowing like that they do provide utility and rental assistance. So for example, if someone gets a cutoff notice from Spire or Ameren, then they can send it or call our other side of the St. Vincent de Paul, and they'll provide what's called a home visit. They'll actually go into the home, they'll work out a budget, and they'll say, this is what we can provide so you don't get your utilities shut off. Or maybe someone's going to get evicted because they don't have enough money for rent. So they provide you know, some rental assistance, and they do that. It's really cool. There's a lot of St. Vincent de Paul societies and a lot of churches locally in St. Louis. So they do something really cool called twinning, where they will contact other churches that maybe don't have as great of a need in their area, and those churches will contribute financially so that our group can pay the rent or the utilities for people in our neighborhood.
Interesting.
So,
Okay. And
yeah.
so I know you said that this is kind of outside of your area, but you know, when they come to that home visit, what are they looking for, you know, before they would be willing to pay something for somebody?
I honestly, I don't think I can answer that question accurately because I've not been on a home visit and I haven't been trained, so I don't know what I don't really know. I mean, I'm sure that there's some, you know, financial details and things that they have to understand, and but I don't know what the answer to that question is.
Okay, cool.
If you wanted later to, I was going to say I could get you in touch with Nick Imgrund. He is the president of that side of the St. Vincent de Paul, and he would be able to give you more details on that.
I would absolutely love that. I also
Okay.
have a real estate related podcast, and so he would probably
Okay.
be an awesome guest for us to
Oh,
for that. And you know, we make
yeah.
properties and stuff too, so it's good for know what options are available for someone if they're, you know, struggling. And then
Yeah.
I'm always super interested in talking about like financial literacy and teaching people how to do better with their money. And I'm kind of curious on either side, is there opportunities for like me or other financially minded people to come and sort of help someone make a plan like that?
That would be so amazing. You know, we always say that we're like a stopgap. Like we just provide this little tiny part of what these families need. And in terms of the food, like we're not able, because we don't have volunteers. Like it'd be so wonderful if someone like you could maybe come and sit, you know, maybe for a month of Saturdays and set up a table and offer to, you know, speak with some of these people about how they might be able to, you know, work out some details so maybe they weren't having so many struggles. So I would love that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be really interesting for me. You know, there's a lot of myself in a lot of situations where I think like, well, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? You know, and then so I personally need to be like put in check or whatever to understand, you know, maybe there's problems there that I don't know about, but also I would love to share those kind of thoughts if I can.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right. Anything that I missed today about this food, about the, or that you guys want to make sure we talk about?
No, I mean, I think that you covered everything. I mean, I guess one of the main things is once this situation with the COVID-19 has passed us, we always need volunteers. On Saturday mornings, we're open from 9:30 to 11, but honestly, Sandra's there at 7:30 in the morning, starting to set up tables. So even if you're not comfortable dealing with, you know, our clients and things like that, even if you want to, you know, come for an hour and help set up the food, or during the week, if people have a spare hour and want to come help stock shelves, we're always in need of volunteers. So
okay, I'm glad you said that, because I was curious if your volunteers like had to be vetted and you kind of like had to know them for a while, or if people can just sort of show up and say, hey, I'm here to help.
You know, we are pretty good about just letting people who want to help come and help. I think if we were in a big building with, you know, we don't really have that many safety issues because we're outside. We're basically outside dealing with the clients face to face. So yeah, we love help. We have teenagers that need service hours who come and, you know, carry boxes and stuff on Saturdays, and families will come like for their Christmas service or something like that. So yeah, I mean, we welcome pretty much anyone, although we do encourage, if families are going to bring children, that they be at least 13 years old. I mean, you've been in the pantry. There's stairs, tight spaces. I hit my head on stuff a lot. Yeah, so we sometimes it's really not the place for little kids, but anyone over the age of 13, as long as they're attended with like a guardian, or they are welcome to come and help.
Love it. Okay. Well, I just would like to say that I think that what you guys do is amazing, and I really like your guy. It seems like your sort of like belief system is basically like, we're going to believe the best in people.
Of course.
If they come and they want some food, we're going to assume that they need the food, right?
You know, here's the thing. You're not going to stand outside in 104 heat like we had last fall for an hour if you aren't in need. You know, you're not going to go stand outside when it's like 15 degrees and freezing rain out there if you don't need something. So, you know, it's these are people that just are suffering, and they just need, you know, a smile and a box of groceries. So yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, I hope people can help, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. And
thank you.
I guess I'd like to be in touch with you about doing the table or the financial table or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Whatever the way you would think would be best. And so we'll be in touch. I hope to meet you in person at some point.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, take care. Bye.